Hey, welcome in everyone. It is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot and Astro Insights, and we are going to talk about the astrology forecast for the week ahead for the Twin Flame Collective, and then we are going to dig deeper in with some oracle and some tarot messages. And so this week's energies are bringing forward a very intense wave of emotional, spiritual, and transformative energies. And I do feel it is going to deeply influence the Twin Flame Collective. We've got some pretty key transits this week, including the Sun entering into Pisces. We're going to have Mercury in Pisces squaring it up with Jupiter in Gemini, and we're going to have Neptune's conjunction with the North Node. That's going to be significant. And then finally, we are going to have Mars stationing direct in Cancer after months of retrograde motion. And each of these shifts are going to have a very profound effect on the Twin Flames. We are opening up new doorways of opportunities for deep-seated healing, communication, and deepening these connections. And so let's dive in deep into these energies of the week ahead, and let's explore how these energies are going to be affecting both the feminine and the masculine counterparts, and how this can play out within the twin flame dynamic. So on Tuesday, February the 18th, with the Sun entering into Pisces, this is going to create a major shift when it comes to our emotional depth and our intuition. And so with the Sun entering into Pisces, we are moving into a very heightened time period when it comes to our intuition, our emotions, and the depth of our spiritual awareness. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it does encourage us to shift away from the material world. This is all about deep inner spiritual exploration as the Sun transits through Pisces. Emotions are likely going to be running a little bit on high for both the masculine and the feminine energies, and it's going to feel amplified when it comes to this deep-seated need for that emotional connection, for that healing, and for that understanding. And so for the divine feminine, I do feel the divine feminine is going to be feeling a very strong connection to her intuitive side, her spiritual side. The Sun in Pisces really is encouraging the divine feminine to trust that inner wisdom, seek that deep emotional depth, and cultivate more compassion on your path, divine feminine. I do feel not only for yourself, but also for the twin, also for the counterpart. And so this really is a time for the divine feminine collective to reflect on the spiritual journey and any healing that might still be needing to be completed. I do feel your intuition is going to be especially sharp as the Sun transits through the sign of Pisces. It is really going to bring this energy of guiding the divine feminine forward to understanding this connection at a deeper soul level. I do feel the feminine is going to feel more emotionally vulnerable over the next several weeks. It's going to be super sensitive, and it is going to trigger deep feelings of love, devotion, healing. There is this strong sense for the feminine collective when it comes to longing for this union. And so you may also experience this deep-seated urge to retreat inwardly and to focus on self-love, especially as the Sun enters into Pisces. For the masculine twin, I do feel the masculine will also be deeply affected by the Sun entering into Pisces, but more likely in a passive, introspective manner. And I do feel he's going to be super sensitive to the energies in and around him, especially when it comes to the telepathic connection to the divine feminine. And so I think the energies of the Sun transiting through Pisces are asking the masculine collective to explore their emotional depths, especially regarding his relationship with love. What does he believe about love? His relationship to emotional vulnerability and the trust, because a lot of these connections are lacking that deep-seated trust. And so with the Sun in Pisces, I do feel this is assisting the masculine in understanding the importance of emotional connection. And I do feel there is going to be a little bit of confusion or unsurety about how to express these feelings, or what steps to take forward in order to heal this relationship. And so I do feel there's going to be moments where the masculine is going to feel very reflective, in a state of retreat, especially when it comes to his own emotional vulnerabilities. And so I do feel for both of the twins, though, this is kind of like a shift towards a more emotionally and spiritually focused time period overall for all of the twin flame collective. And so I think we're all kind of being invited to connect more deeply with our inner selves. That's the energy of Pisces, to kind of connect with that deep inner spiritual nature of the bond of this connection. It will feel a little bit more dreamy. Pisces is a very dreamy energy. There is going to be heightened telepathy, heightened sensitivity. There is going to be this deep sense of emotional longing to be with that counterpart for that deeper sense of intimacy over the coming month. And so when it enters into Pisces, it's a time of reflection. It's a time of inner growth. And it is also a time of navigating our Piscean emotions, the ocean of emotion when it comes to these deep-seated healing processes. On Thursday, February the 20th, we are going to have Mercury in Pisces in a square with Jupiter in Gemini that is now moving forward. And so this is all about expanding communication. This is really all about overcoming any illusions as well. And so I do feel this square is bringing in a lot of expansion when it comes to our thought processes. There could be a lot of divine downloads when it comes to ideas. It is encouraging communication, but there is still this deep-seated sense of confusion because of Mercury and Pisces. And so we don't want to get too idealistic, and we don't want to be overthinking either. And so I do feel there's a dreamy, intuitive energy with this transit, but square influences are not easy to work with. And so there is a push for intellectual exploration as well in that energy. And it can lead to a lot of mental tension. It can lead to a lot of miscommunication. And so there might be a struggle when it comes to communicating clearly leading into that aspect later in the week. And it could be very challenging when it comes to reconciling these emotional needs with a deeper sense of understanding. And so Divine Feminine, you are likely going to be experiencing heightened emotional sensitivity, and it's going to make it very challenging when it comes to communicating your deeper feelings clearly. This square is definitely going to lead to exaggerated expectations is really what came through, especially when it comes to communication. And so you might find yourself feeling a little bit torn later in the week when it comes to idealizing this connection with the counterpart and trying to navigate the practicalities of life in general. And so there is an opportunity, I feel, for the Divine Feminine to take a step back and to pause. And when we pause and we take that step back, then we are avoiding rushing into making any conclusions. And that's what I've been learning, kind of dipping into the 4 Agreements book when it comes to the book club this month. And so we don't want to make assumptions. We don't want to come to any conclusions about the twin or the twins' intentions this week. We do need to keep in that trusting energy of letting our intuition guiding us. And so the masculine energy is going to feel very torn too when it comes to this deep desire to communicate with the feminine and this tendency, I feel, to overthink. And I do think a lot of the masculines are really having a hard time because they're misinterpreting their emotions, because this square is leading them to a state of deep mental restlessness, I feel. And the masculine is likely overanalyzing this relationship, overanalyzing their feelings, which is creating a sense of uncertainty about how to express how they feel. And so I think they're experiencing a lot of confusion. I was shown the energy of the 7 of Cups, and there's a deep-seated inner conflict with that square aspect regarding the divine masculine spiritual path and the energies this week. And I think they're confused about their purpose or their role within this connection at this point in time. And so there is going to be an opportunity for the masculine twin to go into deeper reflection, and there is a need for them to find that clarity when it comes to communication with the feminine. And so overall, this square aspect is going to create a temporary sense of emotional tension or confusion, whether you are in union or separation within this connection. There's going to be misunderstandings arising. And I do feel at least one of the twins, one of the counterparts, are going to be very overwhelmed when it comes to communication and the energies this week. And so although this is going to bring opportunities for growth and expansion, we do have to avoid rushing to conclusions. And so I do feel both of the twins just really need to focus on opening up. It is about open, honest communication with that square. And we do got to take that time to process our emotions too before engaging in any major heart-to-heart conversations, okay? And then on the 22nd, on Saturday, we're going to have the long-awaited Neptune in Pisces conjunct the North Node in Pisces at 28 degrees. This is a Two of Wands energy. This is a soul alignment when it comes to this spiritual evolution of the Twin Flame Collective. And so this conjunction is creating a deeply spiritual and transformative alignment for the Twin Flames. And this powerful conjunction really does mark a time when the collective energy is shifting towards alignment with our soul purpose, our spiritual evolution. And it really is a time of profound intuitive understanding and soul growth. And it is really going to help and assist the twins in reconnecting with one another and in reconnecting with their higher purpose and their divine mission. And so for the feminine twin, I do feel this pulling energy towards spiritual growth, towards healing, towards personal alignment, and towards your soul's purpose and your path. And so the divine feminine with that transit is being invited to trust in the divine flow of the universe and to embrace in her role of the twin flame journey with more clarity and more purpose and more focus. And so you are going to be so deeply connected, divine feminine, to these higher energies, I feel, with this aspect of unconditional love, of compassion, and unconditional devotion, not only to the counterpart, but to the higher soul mission that the two of you do have together. And so Neptune's influence is really going to be enhancing the divine feminine's intuitive and psychic abilities this week. It's really going to allow her to receive that higher divine guidance with ease when it comes to the twin flame journey and that truth. And it really is time for the divine feminine to release any illusions or false beliefs that have really held you back from creating that union with this counterpart relationship. And so for the masculine twin, I do feel he is going to be experiencing some type of epiphany or spiritual revelation or awakening during this conjunction. It really is the encouragement of the divine masculine in opening his heart and connecting with his higher self to kind of drop out of the head, out of the logical mind, and into the heart. And this is going to lead to a deeper understanding for the masculine as well when it comes to his role in this spiritual divine union. And so he's being pulled towards the feminine in order to heal these old wounds, to overcome these past karmic patterns that keep repeating. And the conjunction for the masculine is really going to inspire him to embrace his path more fully, to embrace spirituality more fully, and to see this connection with the divine feminine as part of his soul's mission and divine purpose. And so for the twins together, I do feel this is creating a beautiful opportunity for the twins to align together in a deeper connection of unity. And I do feel this transit is guiding the twins to release any illusions or past baggage when it comes to karmic cycles or karmic relationships, and to release the past misunderstandings, especially connected to the journey itself, so that the twins can move forward towards spiritual growth and union. And so we are so close and on the precipice of grounding in massive twin flame, twin soul unions this year. And the energy I feel of this conjunction is really bringing forward profound insights, profound shifts. It's really helping both of the twins understand their mission together and the role of unconditional love of this union once they ground it in. And then we do close off the week on the 23rd on Sunday with Mars finally stationing direct in Cancer at exactly 17 degrees, which is the energy of the star. And we also have Mercury in Pisces forming a trine to Mars in Cancer at exactly 17 degrees shortly after it does station direct. And so this is all about action. This is all about healing. And this is definitely all about forward moving action. And so with Mars finally direct after months of retrograde motion, this is marking a significant turning point. I do feel a lot of the collective energies were indicating that the masculine collective was going through a dark night of the soul, and there's going to be a surge of motivation now that Mars is direct, bringing forward emotional clarity, the desire for the masculine to move forward, to pair up with the divine feminine. And with Mercury and Pisces also trining Mars, Communication is finally going to be opening up. It's going to feel more fluid. There's going to be aligned actions when it comes to being guided by emotional intelligence. And so divine feminine, there is going to be a wave of healing and motivation for you as Mars stations direct. And I do feel the feminine is encouraged to take action in any areas of her life that need forward momentum. I know I'm already feeling the momentum building. I'm feeling back in the groove again after months of feeling stuck and stagnant and pulled into the darkness with the collective. And so particularly, I feel the feminine is healing past wounds, creating that newfound sense of emotional stability. And the trine is also helping the feminine express her emotions more clearly in order to move towards deeper emotional expressions. I do feel this is a very powerful week for the divine feminine collective when it comes to her asserting herself, taking practical steps towards personal growth and union with the twin, and also creating those firm emotional boundaries, all aligned with self-care. Those are going to be key themes this week for the feminine. The masculine is going to finally be feeling a burst or surge of energy that is going to allow him to orient the action that he's been taking. He's going to finally be able to remove those emotional blockages. After months of being in introspection, the masculine is finally going to probably feel motivated to take those concrete steps towards the feminine and grounding in this relationship. And so I think the trine is also going to enhance the masculine's ability to communicate his feelings and to take action from a place of emotional truth, emotional clarity. And so I do feel this is a very excellent week for the masculine to work through his own past emotional challenges and to make that clear decision about taking those next guided steps towards this connection. And I do feel he's going to finally feel a renewed sense of purpose and determination. And so I do feel this is ending a period of deep-seated emotional stagnation for both of the twins. It feels really good. It really is the beginning of the next phase where we are going to be taking action from a place of clarity. There is finally going to be forward movement within these unions, within these connections, and both of the twins are going to feel that urge to take steps towards healing this connection, growing this connection with a newfound sense of purpose and emotional alignment. And so really the energy is supporting constructive conversations, emotional breakthroughs, and the willingness to make this relationship a priority once again. And so I do feel this is a potent time for the twins connected to spiritual growth, healing, forward movement. And I do feel all of these alignments really are providing a lot of opportunities for both introspection and action. And so we do need to trust the process. I do feel the feminine and masculine energies are really called to dive deeper into this emotional healing and this communication along with this spiritual alignment. And significant breakthroughs are going to be possible by the end of the week. So once again, trust the process, stay grounded, open up your heart because both of the twins are being guided and led towards one another and their higher purpose. So let's jump in with some cards. Let's see what other messages need to come through for the counterparts. I think we're going to dig in first with the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck. Let's see if there are any other astrological energies that we need to be aware of connected to these messages this week. So what do you got for us, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors for the twins? We're going to get a few of these cards out and then we're going to dig deeper into these energies. I just peeked on the bottom of the deck and I did see the 4th house. And so the 4th house is definitely in focus, but we do get the 7th house. We get the relationship card. And so there is a 5 of Cups quality coming through that does need to be transmuted. The 7th house is all about our one-on-one relationships. It is the house of marriage. It is the house of union. And we are rebirthing this relationship this week. And I do feel an Ace of Wands quality connected to that Pluto energy. And so we did just have last week Venus in a sextile to Pluto. And so the feminine has gone through some type of rebirthing process. And I do feel a brand new beginning is in focus here this week, especially connected to the 6th house. And so the 6th house is our day-to-day responsibilities. It is our health. It is our work. And so I do feel the twins are here to build sustainable day-to-day structure when it comes to building an entrepreneurial path. And I do feel overcoming this inertia connected to a 5 and a 4 of cups energy. And look at on the bottom of the deck, we do get the Capricorn card, which is all about achievement. So things are progressing forward. It is a 10 card. And so we're still kind of cleaning up that sludge of Pluto transiting through Capricorn. And so there is a shift for sure. I do feel the hard work is finally going to pay off in the energies this week. And I do feel like the twins are tied to one another when it comes to this mission and this soul contract. And so we are rebirthing relationships as a whole within the collective as well, and how we do relationships and integrating the inner masculine and feminine energies. And so there is going to be a shift. So really pay attention to your 6th house in your birth chart. There is going to be a deeper understanding or activation connected to your everyday work, your health, and your daily processes. And I think something here about the wheels are kind of spinning, moving things along. So let's go a little bit deeper here with the Heart's Hidden Secrets deck. We got one fly right out. And so it did kind of flip out in reverse. We're going to take a look at it upright. It is the elusive card. And I feel this is the week where we break free from any type of karmic webbing connected to dishonesty, deception, and trickery within relationships. So let's see what else needs to come through for the twins. Shocking. So I kind of put the elusive card and I layered it on top of the relationship card. And so there is going to be a breakdown of any false relationship structures. I do feel there's a coming undone. And so the truth is coming to light. And I'm putting the shocking card right on top of the Pluto card, the rebirth card. And so there is going to be some type of tower moment. I do feel there's a tense inner turmoil playing out. And I do feel unexpected revelations for sure. And I do feel a lot of the masculines are kind of sinking in despair, feeling a little bit hopeless, sitting there in that energy of silence. So what is the last card out that we're going to pair here? We got the clinging. I said one card and we got 4 cards, but I do feel the masculine is still hiding and concealing the fact that he wants to come clean and send a message to the divine feminine. And so communication is still a block. And I do feel there is some type of clinging, holding on, or obsessive spying that does need to be released. That does need to be rebirthed. So let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. And we are closing out these cycles once and for all. Definitely connects with the Capricornian theme. And so it is a final farewell. It is a final goodbye. And we've got to leave behind the past in order to create that closure. They're showing me the 10 of Swords. And so the worst has already happened. The worst is already over. And so there is that final ending. We are changing tracks, and look at below the Capricorn card. We get the North Node card, and below that the Pisces. And so there is going to be a major, major shift of forward movement with that Sun conjunct North Node in Pisces energy. And this is all about future orientation. They're showing me now the 8 of Wands. And so I do feel an accelerated path of ascension being activated. And the Pisces energy is asking us to shift our mindset, to shift our focus. They're showing me the Hanged Man. And so the Hanged Man is all about releasing martyrdom, getting yourself unstuck. And we are going towards massive new collaborations. And so finally moving forward after months of being blocked, and we are going straight towards emotional intimacy this week and a brand new beginning. So just be mindful of the illusions, because there are still illusions when it comes to relationships where they're not based on honesty, and there's deception and there's trickery here. And so there is distortion and unbalanced energy connected to illusions. So if things are cloudy and that clarity isn't there, it's saying, hey, this is not meant for me. If any relationship is causing you confusion, that is saying, hey, something here is elusive. Somebody here is being dishonest. And there is a lack of emotional bonding and intimacy. And so I do feel this is a week of trying again, starting over, connecting deeply, sensually, confiding in one another. And I do feel this is the return when it comes to a second chance and building those solid family foundations when it comes to shifting relationship structures within the collective for the week ahead. And so the twins, I feel, are reaching a place of forgiveness this week. And I do feel the masculine might even be returning with some form of apology. So trust that inner knowing, trust your intuition, trust the telepathy that is coming through, because there is going to be an opportunity this week for the masculine to return, for a second chance to commence. There's going to be an opportunity to make amends. So let's go a little bit deeper here with the tarot, and we will see what else needs to come through. Get ready for a conversation. I do feel there is going to be communication about a brand new beginning in love. I do feel there could be a text message, an email. I do feel something small. I do feel the masculine is really thinking about reaching out with some form of communication, but this is about love. Love is definitely in focus this week. So let's do 9 of these cards and let's see what the universe has for the twins for the week ahead. And so we do got contentment on the board. The 10 of Cups just fell out. I will set that aside, but I do feel we have a massive opportunity to ground in these emotional unions. Okay, so let's do 9 cards and let's see. First card out, we get the 5 of Swords, not the best card, with the Emperor. And so Divine Masculine has been coming through very loud in the readings recently. And we get the Tower. And so definitely a revelation, some type of revelation of an elusive situation, of a deceptive situation. We do get Mercury and Aquarius. We get Aries energy, and then we get Mars. And so I do feel that Tower energy is coming in as Mars stations direct. And it might be a Tower moment for the Divine Feminine, with the masculine taking that action, saying, hey, I'm coming in and I want to work on this. We get the 8 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles in reversed. So that's telling me there's a 2 of Pentacles in reversed here at play, which is all about taking a risk, taking a chance, connected to some type of realignment. And then we get the Strength card, that Leo energy. And I do feel there's been a breaking of some type of chain since that full moon in Leo. We then get the 5 of Coins below the 8 of Coins. We get the King of Cups. And we get the Queen of Cups. So we do have a true pair on the board today. And so get ready for that in-depth heart-to-heart conversation. I think Divine Feminine, you're not going to see this coming. It's coming up right behind you. We see the 2 dolphins behind this Queen of Cups. And I do feel Pisces energy. And I do feel, yeah, there is a very in-depth heart-to-heart conversation coming. And this is coming in like a tower. And as intuitive as you are, Divine Feminine, I do think you might have a hard time when this comes in. You might not even feel this coming. So we could have a Pisces-Leo blending of energy playing out, connected to the Divine Feminine. But I do feel the masculine is feeling a little bit left out here. I do feel a lot of the feminines have mastered their own spiritual alignment, which is in turn leaving the masculine feeling bereft, feeling abandoned, feeling alone, which is also triggering these emotions to the surface. And look at what we've got on the bottom of the deck. We do have the 8 of Swords to the Palace of Cups, to the Tree of Life, which for me is always a Kundalini activation, to the King of Wands. And so action being taken. That is the action taker. That is the Divine Masculine. And so he is stuck on, he's stuck on you. There is an opportunity for renewal, for union, I feel, but it's going to take honest, open communication for sure this week. And so the masculine, I feel, has been in this bubble of expansion, connected to authenticity, and the feminine's also been put in that holding pattern as the masculine has been going through this energy shift. But the central energy is all about making things right. For me, whenever the Justice card or the 6 of Pentacles card comes out in reverse, this is about course correcting, going back to an unjust situation and creating that balance and making things right. And so there is a major realignment, and the masculine is getting the shock of his life when it comes to an unexpected realization or revelation connected to the counterpart. And I do feel he is finally getting ready to take action overcoming fears of rejection and abandonment. So let's clarify this 6 of coins. I feel within the next 6 days, there very well could be action being taken. There is illumination here. Whenever I see the sundial, it's like a reorientation of one's path is what I'm feeling there. And there is going to be unexpected communication, the King of Swords to the Star. And so I do feel a long overdue, in-depth conversation in order for that emotional healing to take place. And I do think there is going to be an opportunity to work together, to collaborate together. But it's going to start with something small. It's going to start with a text message, a phone call, something small, maybe even an email. But that will be the start of healing these separations. So I do feel an opportunity to walk through the doorway of spiritual union this week. But there does need to be an addressing of the separation of the past patterns, a releasing of the past emotional patterns. And I do feel awakening to understand this connection at a deeper level. And so Pluto, that energy of rebirthing these connections to the Lovers, to the Hermit, oh my goodness, to the 8 of Wands, to the Hierophant. And so I do feel get ready for accelerated motion. I do feel the twins are being encouraged to communicate openly with one another. I do feel there could be an unexpected choice in love as well this week, but I do feel the twins are calling back their personal power. This is the energy of stepping into leadership, stepping into the healing position and gaining that new insight. And so this is going to be a week of all kinds of shifts, spiritual truths. The Hanged Man in reverse is a major shift in consciousness taking place connected to these unions. And so major possibility of a coming together when it comes to these deep spiritual connections. And the twins are here to ground in that high vibration love. And I do feel that happening this week. And it's going to take time to rebuild. It's going to take time. That's what I'm feeling here this week. But this is a week of a lot of fated, destined shifts. Whenever there's aspects playing out with that North Node, it definitely brings in a karmic pathway shift. And so I do feel major, major revelations coming out of confusion, coming out of illusion, coming out of deceptive cycles, because the truth is coming to light. And I do think the truth is going to piss off a lot of people when it comes to light, but it's going to bring forward a lot of healing for the twins. So let's get a couple last cards here, and let's get an Akashic Truth card for the Divine Masculine. And we will also get an Akashic Truth card for the Feminine. So what is the Akashic Truth for the Divine Masculine? What is the message for the Divine Masculine? Have faith. Have faith, Divine Masculine. I do believe it's not always easy to have faith. I'm pretty sure that came through last week in the forecast. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you know exactly what it is that you need to do, Divine Masculine, and you just have to have faith. You have to have a little bit of faith because the universe will flow for you in a very magical way this week. What is the Akashic Record Truth for the Divine Feminine for the week ahead? Step back. You've got to step back. You are gaining a lot of wisdom with the Elephant on the card. I just want to say it's been a very long journey. And you are being called to step back from your life in order to gain that deeper, higher truth, that new perspective. I do feel when we're too close to the situation or too close to wanting something, it's really hard to make a decision. So take a step back, span out your view of your life this week, Divine Feminine, and you need to create a little bit of distance from people in order to gain that new perspective. So this is a week of processing a lot of emotions, processing a lot of truth, ideas, putting them into action. I do feel we will soon be coming into contact with the counterpart. There might be an unexpected circumstance that brings the twins together, or an unexpected reach out from the masculine counterpart. But there is going to be a brand new opportunity to come together. And I do think both of the twins are encouraged to trust the process this week. So we are going to close it off with a couple Twin Flame Oracle cards from my handmade deck. So what is the closing message here for the twins today, Spirit? What is the closing message? Intuition. Intuition is loud. So really trust in your intuition because that is the only card that came out So listen. Listen to the inner niggling, listen to the intuition, listen to the subtle messages that your body is signaling to you, connected to these very highly sensitive energies and shifts this week, because we are in a gateway portal and major shifts are coming, especially connected to that North Node shift. And so focus on studying, focus on learning, focus on growth. I do feel this is a week of really getting informed about cosmic energies, about astrological energies. And that also does help support movement forward. So before I close it off, if you would like to level up your path, if you are finally ready to level up your path and you would like to go further with me with one-on-one astrology mentorship and coaching, hit me up down below. Register in for a free clarion call to see if this is right for you. I hope you all have a great week ahead. And I do look forward to seeing all of you again next week.